Hello, sacred soul of Scorpio. If you're here, it's because something within you has already felt the shift long before your mind could explain it. There's been a quiet tension rising, a sense that something destined is approaching, but cloaked in silence. And now, I can finally name it for you. A person is coming into your life, someone who carries the energy of money, but also of purpose. This isn't just financial gain. This is a karmic return, a divine transaction long written into the fabric of your soul's contract. This person is not a savior, not a coincidence. They are a mirror, sent by the universe to recognize the value you've always carried but often hidden. They bring with them an opportunity that could reshape your life, but Scorpio, before they arrive, something else must happen. The universe, in its wisdom, never pours gold into hands that are still clinging to wounds. And you, Scorpio, are being called into a final inner reckoning. A spiritual test is coming, not to punish you, but to unlock you. It will be subtle, personal, and emotional. You may feel betrayed, underestimated, or tempted to spiral into old defense mechanisms. Someone from your past may return. A voice that once made you doubt yourself may resurface. The real question won't be about what they say or do. The question is, will you forget who you've become? Or will you stay rooted in who you now are? This is not about passing or failing. It's about alignment. Because once you respond differently, once you stay grounded in your power, instead of reacting from your wounds, the path opens. The person with the money, the collaboration, the life-altering opportunity. They appear, and they won't just be drawn to what you do, but to who you've become. They will see your strength, not as intensity to fear, but as clarity to trust. You will feel it the moment they look into your eyes, as if they've known you forever. That's not fantasy. That's energy. That's fate remembering itself. So if you've been hearing the same patterns repeat, if you've been visited by dreams, angel numbers, or sudden memories, it's not random. It's preparation. The universe is aligning everything for this meeting, but you must meet it halfway with trust, with stillness, with the knowing that you no longer need to prove yourself. You only need to be yourself. Scorpio, if your soul is nodding right now, if you feel that inner ache of truth, you're already closer than you think. The test is near, but so is the blessing. And when it arrives, it will not come as a flood. It will come as a recognition, as an offer that feels strangely familiar. That's when you'll know the gate has opened. And your time is now. And now, Scorpio, let me show you what's waiting just beyond the veil. The prophecy is clear, unwavering, and it comes with the weight of lifetimes. In the days ahead, not years, not months, but mere days, a powerful figure will step into your reality. This is someone whose presence you will feel before they even speak, whose energy will brush against your aura like a long-forgotten promise returning home. They do not come empty-handed. They arrive carrying not only financial resources, but an opportunity so aligned with your soul's blueprint that it will feel like they're offering back a part of yourself you didn't know you lost. This isn't just about money. This is about transformation. And the moment they enter your life, everything you thought was fixed, your limitations, your waiting, your survival mode begins to dissolve. But this encounter isn't born of luck or chance. The cards, the stars, and the currents of karma all point to one truth: you earned this. In a past moment, perhaps years ago, perhaps in another lifetime, you made a choice from love, from courage, from selflessness. You offered help when you had little. You showed loyalty when it cost you. You planted seeds of light in soil that gave you nothing in return. But the universe never forgets acts done from the soul. And now, Scorpio, the time has come for that light to return to you. Multiplied, magnified, and made manifest in material form. The person bringing it may not even be conscious of why they feel drawn to you. But make no mistake, they are the vehicle of a blessing your spirit has long been prepared to receive. You may feel overwhelmed. You may question if this is real, if you're ready, if it's too much. But the truth is, you are not the same version of yourself who once questioned your worth. You have walked through fire. You have buried parts of yourself and resurrected them with trembling hands. You have stayed when others fled. And now, because of that, you will be met with not only recognition, but reward. This opportunity is not just a gift. It is a reflection, a reminder, a reckoning. It says, I see you. It says, you are chosen. It says, everything you thought you lost was being rearranged to meet you at the right time. And that time, Scorpio, is almost here. So take a breath, hold steady, and when this person appears, do not flinch. Look them in the eye. And remember, the universe does not give where it is not already owed. And you, beloved soul, are owed something beautiful. But before this blessing can anchor itself fully into your life, Scorpio, there is one final threshold to cross, one last test that the universe has placed gently but firmly in your path. It will not come wrapped in thunder, nor will it announce itself as a challenge. Instead, it will arrive in familiar skin, cloaked in emotions you thought you had already buried. This trial is not external, it is intimate, internal, and precise. It is about trust. Not just trust in others, but trust in yourself, in your worth, in the wisdom that's taken years to earn, in the voice inside you that already knows the difference between truth and manipulation. What's coming may take the form of someone from your past, a figure who once held space in your heart, or perhaps your fears. They might return casually, as if no time has passed, or with a tone heavy with unresolved words. Their presence won't be accidental. Their timing will align perfectly with the moment when your energy begins to rise, and their purpose, to test whether you still believe the lies you once told yourself. They may not even realize it, but the universe will use them to place a mirror in front of you, a mirror that asks, do you still doubt yourself when someone questions your light? Do you still flinch when your past calls your name? You may feel a sudden wave of guilt, or a pang of self-doubt that hits you in the chest like a memory you didn't ask to relive. You may wonder if your dreams are too much, if your ambition is arrogance, if you are foolish to believe that you are finally worthy of more. But in that moment, Scorpio, you must remember this is the gate. This is the turning point. And how you respond not with your words, but with your energy will determine what happens next. If you hold your ground, if you speak softly but stand tall, if you do not fold to the guilt or shrink to be more digestible, the shift will be immediate. Within 72 hours, 3 sacred rotations of the earth, your reward will arrive. The person with the financial key, the opportunity, the long-awaited momentum, they will appear, the path will open, and you will feel it not in logic, but in your body, in your breath, in the quiet certainty that this time, you didn't betray yourself to please the past. This is not just a test of faith, it is an initiation into a new identity, a Scorpio who no longer compromises to feel safe, a Scorpio who trusts the vision, the voice, and the value within. You've done the inner work, you've shed the old skin, and now the universe is asking one final question. Will you believe in your own light even when it's challenged? Because the moment you do, the moment you choose self-trust over self-doubt, the miracle cannot be kept from you. It rushes in, boldly, quietly, completely. And Scorpio, as the veil thins and this transition draws closer, the universe will not leave you without signs. It never does. It speaks in symbols, in whispers, in the language only your soul remembers because it wants you to be ready, to recognize the moment when the shift begins. These signs are not coincidences, and they are not random. They are cosmic fingerprints, little echoes of the divine brushing against your daily life, nudging you gently to pay attention. And if you've been seeing repeated numbers 1111 on the clock, 1221 on your phone, 1010 on a receipt, know that you are already walking the path. These numbers are time codes, activation codes, messages from realms beyond this one, telling you something is opening. Keep going. But it doesn't stop there. You may feel an odd tingling in your right palm, sometimes soft, sometimes sudden, as if something is being placed into your hand before it arrives in the physical world. That's not your imagination. That is energy moving. That is the abundance beginning to connect with your field. You may dream of water-calm rivers, endless oceans, rainfall that feels like baptism. Water in your dreams is never just scenery. Scorpio, it is a symbol of movement, cleansing, emotional release. And most of all, flow. It means that what has been stuck is about to move. What has been delayed is about to rush in. And then there are the moments that feel like nothing, and yet everything. You might glance down and find a coin on the ground, seemingly out of nowhere. Small, insignificant to most, but to you, it will shimmer differently. That coin is a message. It's the universe saying, I haven't forgotten you. It's a preview of the energy that is on its way to you in much larger form. The same goes for feathers, rainbows, the name of someone important appearing again and again. These are not distractions. These are confirmations, and they often show up just before a breakthrough. So don't dismiss what your logical mind tries to explain away. The signs are not meant to convince your ego. They are meant to prepare your soul. When you see them, pause, breathe, say thank you. Acknowledge that you are in dialogue with something much greater than yourself. Because the more you notice, the louder they become. And the louder they become, the more clearly you'll know when it's time to act. The door isn't just opening. Scorpio, it's already ajar. These signs are the soft light spilling through the crack, inviting you to step forward with trust. Now, Scorpio, let me reveal something even more specific, something that will help you recognize this destined encounter before a single word is spoken. The person who carries this opportunity, this abundance, this turning point, cloaked in human form, they will not appear in grandiosity, but in presence. Their energy will enter the room before they do it. You may not know why you notice them first, but you will. Dressed in dark, understated colors. Charcoal, nave, deep black, they won't try to stand out. But their very stillness will command your attention. And there will be something golden on them, perhaps a ring, a pin, a cufflink, or a delicate accessory that glints in the light just enough to catch your eye. It's not just decoration. It's a signal, a vibration. A key your subconscious already recognizes from dreams you've forgotten. Their eyes will hold stories you've lived yourself, though you've never told them aloud. Deep, calm, observant. This is not someone who rushes. This is someone who knows, and they've come not to doubt you, but to confirm you. And here's the thing, this person may not be a stranger in the truest sense. They may be someone you crossed paths with once, briefly, in a moment that felt ordinary at the time but left an imprint you couldn't explain. A conversation at a cafe, a shared glance in a waiting room, an exchange of business cards that never led to anything until now. The universe has been weaving this reunion behind the scenes, aligning energies, preparing the ground, whether they are a potential investor, collaborator, mentor, or even someone whose presence reawakens a long-dormant part of your purpose. Their arrival is timed with surgical precision, and when they speak, it will feel like they are voicing thoughts you've held silently for years. That is how you will know. But Scorpio, this moment is sacred, and sacred things must be protected. Do not share what's happening with too many people too soon, not out of fear, but out of reverence. In the early stages of a miracle, even the energy of skepticism from others can interfere with the clarity of your own intuition. Keep it close. Let it root. Let the signs unfold. Listen not only to what is said, but to what you feel when no words are spoken. Dreams may return. Symbols may appear. A phrase may repeat itself in a stranger's voice or a song lyric. That is your confirmation. That is your map. And when the money arrives, because it will remember this, it is not only a gift, it is a tool. Divide it with wisdom. 1/3 should go toward what you are building, the vision, the project, the expansion that this person came to support. Another third must be held aside, not out of fear, but as a foundation, a cushion that gives you room to breathe, plan, and move deliberately. And the final third, Scorpio, should be spent on joy. Yes, joy, not to prove anything, not to impress anyone, but to anchor this new level of abundance into your nervous system, to let your body, your spirit, and your subconscious feel what it means to live, not just in survival, but in celebration. Because this is no longer about having enough. This is about becoming aligned. And alignment, Unschefeld, cannot be undone. But even as this miracle edges closer, Scorpio, the path is not without shadows, and the greatest shadows will not come from the outside world, but from within. This is the part that few speak of when they talk about abundance. But you, being who you are, already know this. The deepest battles are fought in silence, in the privacy of your own mind. And the most insidious barriers to receiving are not the lack of opportunity, but the quiet voice that whispers you're not ready, you're not worthy, you're not enough. That voice is not yours. It was planted long ago by fear, by rejection, by a society that feared your depth and told you to make yourself smaller. And as the opportunity approaches, that voice may rise louder, trying one last time to convince you that you must somehow earn what is already yours. You may feel it like a pressure in your chest, like hesitation in your throat, like 1,000 what ifs racing through your thoughts when you try to rest. What if I fail? What if I can't handle it? What if this isn't real? These are not signs that you're on the wrong path. Ironically, they are signs that you're standing at the very edge of your breakthrough. Because the closer you get to receiving what you once thought was impossible, the more your old programming will try to pull you back to the version of yourself that only knew survival. This is where the imposter syndrome sneaks in, not as a monster, but as a mirror. It reflects all the ways you were taught to doubt your brilliance, all the moments you felt invisible, all the times you were told that your dreams were too much or your presence was too intense. But Scorpio, none of that is true. You are not here by accident. You are not being tested to prove your worth. You are being asked to remember it, to rise above the echo of old beliefs and step into a space where your power is not something you apologize for, it's something you inhabit. The fear of success, oddly, is often greater than the fear of failure. Because success means change, it means expansion. It means being seen, and being seen, for someone who has learned to protect themselves through privacy, can feel like exposure. But this is the paradox. The very light that you fear is also the light you were born to carry. Do not let the voices of doubt, from others or from within, distract you from the truth of who you are. Some will say it's too good to be true. Some will project their own limitations onto your becoming bracks. Some will try to pull you back into familiar roles that no longer fit the person you've become. You must not bend. You must not explain. You must not wait for their understanding to validate your unfolding, This journey is not for them. It is for you. And the sooner you trust yourself more than the noise around you, the faster the path clears and the offer arrives, not as a fluke, but as the next natural step for a soul who has finally stopped shrinking. Because you are not an imposter, you are the result of every hard choice, every quiet healing, every sacred scar. And this abundance that is coming, it's not a reward for being perfect. It's a recognition of your resilience. Let that truth live in your bones. Let it quiet the doubt. Let it guide you forward. Because you are not only allowed to receive, you were made for it. So now, Scorpio, as you stand here halfway between the version of you that once only dreamed and the one that's ready to receive, let this be your reminder. Nothing that is coming is random. None of this is luck. None of this is coincidence. The money, the opportunity, the divine meeting, they are not rewards for wishing hard enough. They are echoes of the lifetimes you've spent walking through fire, staying silent when you could have screamed, giving more than you had, and loving even when it cost you everything. They are the return of energy you once offered freely. Not because you wanted something in return, but because your soul knew it was the right thing to do. This is not about wealth for the sake of material comfort, though that will come. 2. This is about restoration, about remembering, about receiving. Finally, what was written into your soul contract long before this life. The financial abundance arriving is simply the physical form of your inner growth catching up with you. It's not a bribe from the universe, it's a mirror held up to everything you've already become. You are not being given this because you need it. You're being given this because you are it. Because you've done the work, because you've faced the dark, because you've chosen to stay soft in a world that demanded hardness. And now, finally, the energy you've poured into others, into healing, into rising, it all turns and flows back to you. So walk forward, Scorpio, not with arrogance, but with certainty, not to chase power, but to return to it. Because this was never about becoming someone new. It was about remembering that you were always the storm, the depth, the alchemist. You are not the outsider. You are the axis. You are not here to ask for a seat. You are here to take your throne. And the wealth, the love, the alignment that comes next, it is only the beginning. Let it come. Let it be. Let yourself receive what your soul has already earned. And so, dear Scorpio, if your heart has been beating a little louder while hearing these words, if your skin has tingled at the mention of signs, if something deep within you whispered, "This is for me," then trust it. You are not imagining this shift. You are feeling it. You are sensing the alignment of lifetimes converging into a single moment. The money, the opportunity, the person meant to unlock this next chapter of your destiny, they are no longer a far-off dream. They are already in motion, already on their way to meet you. But remember, the most powerful transformations don't come from chasing. They come from preparing, from listening, from trusting. So guard your energy, honor your intuition, and let silence be your sacred space. You don't need to convince anyone of your path, you only need to walk it. If you feel the truth of this rising within you, if your spirit is ready to be seen, supported, and rewarded, then say it now, not just aloud, but in your actions, in your choices, in the way you carry yourself from this moment forward. Because the throne was never taken from you. It was simply waiting for you to remember who you are. Your time has come. Scorpio, welcome home.